Welcome to Driven, the Unscripted Success podcast, with your hosts, Mike Menino and Nariman Hamden, bringing you insights and stories on achieving personal, professional, and financial success.
Hi, everybody. It's Michael Menino, and welcome to Driven, Unscripted Success podcast. Today on the podcast, we're interviewing professionals who share their experience with you, the audience, on how they got to where they're at today. And zooming from the beautiful island of Miami is Guillermo Wenzel. How you doing, young man?
Hi, Michael. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Better than I deserve.
That's good.
Guillermo is a very interesting individual. We've got something in common. He turned a hobby into, he turned his passion into a business. And he's got some really cool, how do I put this, offshoots of the business is what I'd like to say. We both fly drones, but he's making great money doing this. Guillermo, do me a favor. Tell everybody what you're doing and how you got to where you're at.
Definitely, of course. So I created my company, or I started all this journey in 2019, back when COVID was around already mid-year. I got a little drone in Amazon. I started flying it while I was working remotely from home, and I started taking pictures. And I did some pictures for a realtor friend of mine, and he liked them very much. So he referred me to his friends, to his colleagues, which they started asking me for more pictures and more pictures of their listings. And at some point, I remember I heard about in a podcast that it was, if I was gonna keep it like a hobby, just a side gig, just to make a bit of extra money on the side, I keep it as a hobby. But if I wanted to make it become something more serious, like try it like a serious business, like file your company, get your EIN, start getting some leads, your payment processing platforms, maybe a CRM, something free at the moment. So I started building it up pretty simple. Something at the moment, honestly, I didn't know where I was gonna get with this. And I don't remember, there's not that much drone specific companies around here. In the US, yes, maybe, but at the moment, not that much. And in Miami, there wasn't that much at the moment, one or two, and they weren't very popular. So I didn't know where I was going, but I started I created my file.
You started off in houses, then you went to construction, and then architecture, and then road mapping.
That is correct. Yes. So
how did that go?
So I worked in a construction company, and I started doing drone shots for different job sites, and my colleagues from that company started referring me to colleagues of them from other construction companies, and I started to go to their sites. They started calling me hey, I need monthly aerials or biweekly. And then I started offering my services to the architects of these projects for renderings, for creating the backgrounds and B-roll for the renderings, and designers as well. So let's say around mid 2020, I started putting some money in marketing, mostly in Google Ads. So since I started with Google Ads, that was the moment that the company started really growing and started incrementing financially year by year. So I started with a few lead generator marketplaces in websites and stuff, but the main driver for the company's lead generation is definitely Google Ads. So I found somebody in Argentina, this girl in Argentina, that she's a genius with Google Ads, and she created a couple of campaigns for me. And I remember we started the campaign, and on the next day, I already had 2 clients that had paid for that month for Google Ads. So at that point, it started growing and growing, and I got packed. So I had my 9 to 5 with a construction company that really it's 9 to 6 or 9 to 7, depending on the job site. And the rest of my time, I was flying drones. I was flying drones up and down around Miami, sometimes West Palm Beach, sometimes Key West, but I was all around. Like in and afterwards, we're in 2025. In 2023, August 2023, I remember I was already asking for vacation days, but very unusual ones. Like I asked for a Wednesday, okay, instead of asking for a Friday or a Monday to have a long weekend. So at some point I ran out of vacation days and any other day I could take for my job, and I told my boss I had to leave because my company Drone Sky Visuals had grown to a point where I'm making more money than my 9 to 5, and it's already taking too much time that I need it at some. I mean, if I were my train of thought was, if I'm implementing only my weekends and my afternoons in this, if I get 5 more days, my 9 to 5 included in this project, in this company, it's gonna go at least double the size what I'm doing right now.
Because you can only
So
do 2 days, and you can do it 5 days during the week.
exactly, and I was making more than my monthly wager in with my W-2. So I took the leap, and I started. Definitely, it grew even more because all the time that I had, now I could offer to my clients daily sessions, which nobody here was doing at the moment, or very few other drone pilots. So everybody was like super stoked that I could go like a Tuesday at 10 a.m. or a Wednesday at afternoon. You know, they liked that, the availability very much, and it started growing even more and more. So at some point, I started injecting more money into Google Ads, and the company started diverting. So I had my market. My main market was like data analysis collection for construction companies and imagery for architecture and design. Okay. Then let's say it got a bit more broader for transportation engineering companies, like companies that work with the DOT, like Corradino or Kimley Horn, this kind of engineering studies, that they have their drone fleets, but sometimes they're too packed or they have too many jobs, so they need to subcontract somebody else. So I was always available, and I went a lot to networking events with Miami-Dade County or DOT or whatever popped out here in Florida. I was there. Real estate networking events, production. I mean, you name it, I was there.
Nice.
And
So you turned your favorite hobby into something that would make more money than your day job.
yes,
That's
definitely.
awesome.
It's
So
pretty cool.
I'm sure you had some challenges over these years. What was one of the biggest challenges you had to overcome, and how?
Okay, so my biggest challenge is I loved to fly drones. I love all the gadgets and all the features that it brings, but I didn't know how to run a company or grow a company. I didn't have the
Mm,
slightest clue. I mean, my major is civil engineering. So I knew about construction. I knew about management in my previous years in construction. I know how to fly drones pretty good, but everything that comes with creating and sustaining and growing a company, it was a challenge. Like I didn't know. I mean, I had to start studying taxes, and okay, I had to find a CPA, but which CPA? And then okay, on top of that, does a CPA does the same thing as a bookkeeper? And most of them like, yes, but I'm gonna charge you like 3 times. So why not find a bookkeeper that, I mean, somebody that's coming out of college and they can help you. At the end, you're a small business, so I mean, you give them experience and a bit of money, and they help you, so you can go that way.
yep.
Um, that was difficult editing. Look, the truth, I'm decent at editing, but like the younger generations, I'm 42. And right now I have a couple of editors. They're like what, 22, 23. They do amazing, incredible editing work, and in an eighth of the time that I do half of what they do. So I just
Yeah,
subcontract. I subcontract.
that's probably the best. We have
Yes.
editors on this program, and I'm telling you, we love our editors.
Oh,
If
definitely.
some yeah, if someone wanted to get better at what you're doing, what tips and tricks would you give them? What suggestions would you do?
Look, fly. I mean, fly drones as much as you can. Try to get some YouTube University on if you're not pretty comfortable with cameras and how to manually take pictures or do some taking some flight videos for production companies or for marketing or for content creation. Do it. Don't be afraid to start inventing with your flights. If you crash, it's gonna happen. I mean, there's insurance for the drones. The truth is, if you haven't crashed a drone, you're not a trustworthy pilot yet. So,
You haven't flown enough.
of course, it's a good thing that you can crash drones instead of flying an airplane. That you can't crash it. I mean, you can crash it only once.
Right, right. You got one shot at it.
Yes,
Um,
so that's pretty good. And you have, I mean, read please the regulations. There's a lot of people here that don't read regulations, and in specific times or moments, they,
areas too, right? Like I was
yeah,
flying by I didn't know I was 5 miles away from an airport, and my
there you
drone
go.
wouldn't allow me to do anything.
There you go. So there's this quick story. I remember the last Super Bowl here in Miami. Okay, so there was a flight restriction 2 days before and half a day after the Super Bowl, and in a 10-mile radius. Okay, so that's pretty much a bit west of Miami. Okay, but the 10 miles got all the way to the beach in Miami.
Oh,
And this father bought a little drone, a little China drone from Walmart for his kid for his birthday, and he started flying it. And the cops got onto him and got him a fine of, I think, $45,000.
$45,000.
Yes.
Well, he's gonna have to fight that one in court because that's a ridiculous fine for something that happens, once in a lifetime Super Bowl, right? Because the Super Bowl in
Exactly.
Miami happens once, and he
No,
didn't know. I'm sure he didn't know where when that
no,
was.
no. The poor guy didn't even have a clue of what was happening. But I mean, right now that drones are getting like they're more,
Mainstream.
yeah, it's very mainstream. The laws are getting more strict. I mean, and as the FAA starts getting more, well, let's say they start getting more personnel, kind of, they're giving more legal facilities to the local police to also detain or stop pilots from depending on their flying. And I mean, it's good to have everything in order, like your drone registration and the FAA. You have to have your serial number stick to your drone, and I mean, keep it legal. That's it. Just so
Yeah,
you can.
I agree wholeheartedly. What I like best about DJI, I think me and you both fly DJI, is they have software that won't let your plane, won't your drone go anywhere it's not supposed to.
That is correct. They have it's called geofence, so they have it.
Geofence.
Yeah. So
So
they have.
if you're within 5 miles of an airport, or you're by a police department, or you're by certain areas, it just won't allow you to do it.
Yeah, it's gonna at some point it's gonna block you. So that one's pretty good, but there are other drones in the market, and I don't remember the first other one that has like a geofence like DJI has.
Yeah, yeah. I like DJI.
Hmm.
So since you started your company, you're into like several different things now. You're into photography of properties, you're into construction photography, architecture, and road mapping. I've
Correct.
never heard the road mapping before. What do you do for that? Is there like new
So
roads in a construction site and you map them?
yes, correct. I mean, you do the pre-mapping, the during mapping, and afterwards the final mapping for when the construction is set for roads. For yeah, mostly mainly roads. Like I did the turnpike. I'm doing the turnpike right now. It's a 2-year project I just finished a park just south of Fort Lauderdale Airport, and I think I have one more round of mapping, but that was 2 years too. And engineering studies, like where do they have to locate stop signs or bumps or that kind of stuff. So there's a lot, and when their pilots are pretty packed, they give me a call. And on the other side, I have like more content creation and marketing stuff, like for marketing companies or production companies. This morning I was flying for a production company from Madrid, so we were doing some B-roll footage in Miami Beach.
That's cool. That's a lot
Yeah.
of fun. So you're gonna be in your stuff entered some movies.
A, a couple of shots, but yes, a couple of
Nice,
shots, but yes.
nice. That's awesome. That's gonna make you feel good.
Yeah, and there's like always like these weird requests. Like I had to drop some wishes in little papers written from pre-kinder kids from my drone. Or 2 months ago, I was hired by this big soccer team, Manchester City. Okay,
Where are they out of?
they're in Manchester, London. So they came here.
Yeah, they hired you and they hired Manchester. Yeah, I know of
Yeah,
the team, and I'm wondering why they're hiring you to Miami. How does that work?
because they were training here for the FIFA
Oh,
Club World Cup, and I was filming their training for performance and
that's got to be cool.
data collection.
That's got to be cool.
So that was
That's got to be cool. Nah, I don't think they won, but they did really well, didn't they?
they passed the quarterfinals, but yeah, that was it. I mean,
That's
for
good,
that kind
dude.
of, yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good, and
You
they're
passed the quarterfinals. The quarterfinals of the world. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
exactly.
It's not a. You know, it's not a. Yeah,
It's not
it's
easy.
soccer. I don't think people really realize how big soccer is.
It's really big. The thing is, I think soccer is bigger in South America and Europe,
Yes, yes,
and now it's starting to grow a lot here in the U.S.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Guillermo, it sounds like things are pretty going pretty well for you. And thinking about the future, curious how you ever considered ways to create income that doesn't require to be so hands-on.
Like you mean like passive income?
Correct.
Okay, besides stocks and whatever.
Well, yeah, there you go.
Okay, yeah. I
Well, it
mean,
could be stocks.
I like stocks, and my wife is more into it, so I give like my money to her, and she does it. But related to my work, the first and foremost is stock footage. So there's a bunch of people coming here for any kind of reasons, like for the pickleball world tournament, and they
Right,
want
right,
stock footage of the Miami skyline, or people that want some videos of their wedding and they want to show the skyline of Miami or South Beach, or I mean, stock footage here in Miami works pretty well. I mean, and it takes a while to get it, but at some point, look, it doesn't make me poorer or richer, but it creates a cash flow. It does create a cash.
gotcha.
So, and cash flow, you need it for everything. If something that was some of the difficult parts that I had to learn, is that first you have cash flow and then you have money. The cash flow, you don't touch the cash flow because that's how your company runs, and afterwards you have the money to reinvest and blah 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 and grow and whatever. But the cash flow, I mean, is the first thing you have to keep there.
Yeah, cash flow's king.
100%. I mean, it's not cash, it's cash flow.
Cash flow.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Wrapping up the interview, wondering what you got exciting plans for the next 6 to 12 months.
Okay, so I have a couple of documentaries that I'm doing.
Ooh,
I
that's
can't
cool.
I can't say with whom
You're
yet.
under contract?
Yes, I have the NDA already, but it's a big animal and environmental channel. And for next year,
Animal Planet or the History Channel?
there's a third one.
Okay, Animal Planet, History Channel,
Nat Geo.
big animal. NetG, there you go. Thank you.
Yeah, and next
So,
year it's FIFA World Cup here in the US
ooh,
and
that's cool.
Canada and Mexico. So I'm going to, again, with one specific team, I'm in conversations to work with them, and with directly with FIFA for transmissions.
Nice.
Yeah,
Absolutely awesome. Sounds like you got a lot of cool stuff coming up.
that's
So
pretty
do me a
cool.
favor, if anybody, I'm sorry.
No, in 2 weeks my wife is due, so
Oh, there you go.
we're
Congratulations.
our first baby girl.
Nice. You got a
And
boy yet, or just this is your
no,
first
no,
baby
that's the
total?
first one. First one, but
Nice. Congratulations. They're the best. They
thank
are
you
the
very much.
best. Congratulations. Well, I'm glad I caught you 2 weeks before, man. Hey, listen, thanks a lot for the interview today, sharing your insights and tips with everybody. If anybody wants to get in touch with you, how would they do that?
Look, they can go to our website. It's www.droneskyvisuals.com, or our Instagram as well. It's at droneskyvisuals. Or if you want to shoot me an email, it's info@droneskyvisuals. That's, I think, the best way to get in contact with us.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time today and your insights. It was a lot of fun.
No, thank you for
I love
having
how
me.
you turned a toy into an income.
Definitely, definitely. This is very unexpected.
Yeah, yeah, right. I know exactly how you feel. Well, thank you very much for the interview. Appreciate your time. For everybody else, please like and subscribe and hit that notification button. Love to talk to you if you have any questions in the comments. Thanks.
Thanks for listening to Driven, the Unscripted Success Podcast. Want to share your story? Apply to be a guest at drivensuccesspodcast.com/guest.